Greetings, friends and fellow rebels. Welcome to the woods, a place where you can learn more and be challenged. So, I just want to share something that I heard recently from a friend of mine who's a teacher. She shared that she had students in her class where she has told them over and over and over a particular point that they needed to learn. And then they went and took a class from someone else, a workshop from someone else. And when they came back, they shared with her, "Oh, I just learned this wonderful thing from the other teacher. Let me show you," and repeated back exactly what she had been telling them over and over and over. But when she told them, they didn't hear it. The temporary teacher they had, the workshop teacher, when she told them, it penetrated. They heard it. This is something that we need to be aware of because it speaks to how important each one of us, each of us are. It doesn't matter how many times something is said to you, if it isn't said in the right way by the right person at the right time, you won't truly understand. Diversity is the beauty of this world. The enormous differences between the different species, between different humans. When you connect with something, when you truly connect with something, when the energy, the resonance within another person or place or thing, when it matches something within you, when you love something, meaning when you connect with something and it makes you more, you can learn from that. You come away different. You can come away better. One of the things that teachers do is bridge the gap between what you don't know and what you're seeking to learn. What teachers need to do to be effective is to put their energy as the bridge between these 2 points. But sometimes with some students, you can't adequately match their energy because of who and what you are, where you can truly stabilize their end of that bridge. And if you have a group of students, you're going to need to keep your frequency, your energy, where you have captured the majority of that group, meaning there could be outliers, students that you simply can't accommodate because there's only so far you can stretch a frequency of energy before it becomes chaotic. So if you couldn't learn from a teacher, if you just couldn't pick up the information, it well might be that that teacher isn't your frequency. But another teacher, another person talking about the same topic, trying to teach you the same thing, or show you something, or give insight on something, it immediately gives you that eureka moment of, now I understand. And once that happens, once you've connected to that idea with your personal energy, to that idea or that thing or that skill, whatever it is, then it becomes yours. The job of the teacher is to connect the individual with what they're seeking to learn, what they're looking for, to bridge that with their own energy. So the teacher has to have as broad of a knowledge of the subject that they're seeking to impart as they possibly can. The broader their knowledge, the more diversity of students they're going to be able to teach. It's why we need a multitude of voices. something that I had to learn when I looked at the broad number of um, thousands, tens of thousands of really wonderful teachers when it comes to spiritual topics and the development of spiritual gifts. It didn't make any sense for me to add my voice to the mix. There are already so many people talking about the same thing. You can go on the internet and you can find any number of folks very happy to show you what they know and to give you bullet points for every one of those things. However, unless that energy is resonant with yours, unless it connects with yours, it won't work. You need to have someone, you need to learn from someone whose frequency, at least in some ways, matches your own. And then that connection is reached, that bridge happens, and you can make that knowledge yours. Sometimes it takes a few times over the bridge, a few times connecting that to that energy before you can find your way back. And then the more you use that information, the more you ruminate on that information or meditate on it or use it in a practical sense, the more you incorporate it into you until it is your skill, your insight, your understanding, until you can reach a point where you get benefit out of it without needing anyone else. True spiritual teaching gives you sovereignty. It gives you freedom over your spirit and the ability to express and the ability to utilize your spiritual gifts independent of anyone and anything else other than Source. Something to think about. Welcome to the woods.